Mike Benton for Thunder Vision, and today, youth and potential were added to the Thunder roster for the upcoming preseason training camp. As I'm joined here with Thunder head coach Matt Thomas to talk about those two newest signees, Chris Davis and Scott Crowder. And coach, at least one player brings a special ingredient to every pro roster. How do you best identify what these two newest rookies bring here for the upcoming season?
Well, I think the first thing is that they come together. Two guys coming out of UMass Amherst, real strong program in Hockey East, one of the best conferences in the nation, and two guys that contributed a lot to their teams as seniors. So right away, we're getting good character players. We're getting guys that are well taught, and I think are going to be able to add more than just those certain skills that they do bring to the table. So you got a guy like Scott Crowder, as gritty as they come. His dad, Bruce Crowder, ex-NHLer, ex-coach at University of Maine, where I coached. Northeastern, long coaching career, coach in the American Hockey League. A guy who obviously grew up with the game, knows what it takes to be part of a winning team, knows what it takes to be a great teammate, and more importantly, can play the game. He hits hard, he goes to the net, he's real smart, he doesn't make many mistakes, but he's going to give you his best every single night, and I think that's a huge element for any team to have on their roster. Chris Davis, speed. He can score goals. He had a successful senior year with 10 goals, but I think that's kind of just the opening kind of act for him. I think he's a guy who's going to be able to come in and create just with his speed alone, but he's a guy, too, that is a complete player. He comes very highly recommended from his coaches as a guy who's going to really be able to not only be a guy that's going to add to your offensive punch, but he's going to be able to play in all situations. So I'm looking forward to adding both those guys.
You know, speed is often an underlying theme with a lot of teams in the post-lockout era. Why is this so important for the ultimate team success?
Well, I think you want to be dangerous, and speed's dangerous. And I think you want to be able to have a team that if they're on their heels a bit or they're not really paying attention to kind of the way that you're playing, you've got some guys that can really scoot out there. All of a sudden, they're going to be on their heels that much more, and they're going to be looking at your guys going around them. And I think from assessing our team from last year to this year, one thing that I wish we was a little bit quicker throughout our lineup. Obviously, we have guys that can skate and we're quick, but I want to add some more speed to that lineup. I think it's going to be that much more crucial in what I think is going to be the strongest Western Conference, National Conference that we've ever had in the league.
You know, you got 15 players already on this roster with 10 forwards that Davis and Crowder add to. We haven't gotten to the Oilers assigned prospects yet, and there still might be some other players on the way. Essentially, how is competition for jobs healthy in training camp for a hockey team's outlook?
Well, I think it's what it is. It's a lot of the players, these guys that are coming out of college and junior, they're really starting to realize the big business of what a pro hockey is, and that's what it is. It's a business, and as much as you want to try to take the business out of it and have that fun family atmosphere, which I try to create when it's training camp, it's the exact opposite. It's show us what you've got, and you've got a short time to do it, and make sure that you're doing everything you can each and every day to bring the best out. But it's going to be a tough team to make this year, and every guy that's been signed so far is going to have to compete with the guys that we're going to sign from here between now and camp, and then more importantly, the guys that we get assigned to us from the Edmonton Oilers, because there's obviously going to be a few of those guys. So it's certainly, I think, a refreshing thing for us. I think our league, more than anything, league-wide, is very deep this year. There's players, we're getting calls every single day with players that have American Hockey League experience, players that are good ECHL players, or players that thought they were getting a deal in Europe, didn't get a deal, not without a job. So I think things are going to keep changing here. I'm excited where we're at right now. I'm really excited about all the players that we have signed, and I think all those guys are going to give us a great opportunity to be a great team. And if we can upgrade in some areas, obviously, you always have to look at it, but it's going to be a very competitive training camp, and I think that's a very exciting thing for us.